Xiaomi SU7 to offer Porsche Taycan beating performance for half the price. The all-electric Xiaomi SU7 has a range of over 500 miles and a sub 3 second 0 to 62 mph time. Could this, ladies and gentlemen, finally be the comparable competitor to Tesla's Model 3? Well, yes and no. I'll get to the worrying negatives later, but for now, the article I'm looking at is taken from Auto Express, link in the description below if you fancy a butcher's. You may have heard of Xiaomi as it's one of the largest smartphone manufacturers in the world, but now the Chinese electronics giant is trying to do what Apple and Dyson and Huawei couldn't and branch into the automotive sphere, taking on the best of the electric car sector with the new Xiaomi SU7 Saloon. And surely we can all agree they've done a cracking job on the looks, haven't they? Bit Porsche Taycan-y, bit Model 3e. Pricing in China was recently revealed at a launch event where 3 trim levels and further technical details and features were also announced. During the briefing, Xiaomi made regular references to the Tesla Model 3 and Porsche Taycan, cars the SU7 has been benchmarked against. Well done, Xiaomi. The first step is admittance. In this case, it's recognising the market leaders in the EV space. Tesla. Couple that with the looks of a Porsche Taycan and I think you're onto a winner. If only Apple could have figured that out instead of wasting 10 years and $10 billion on not even some vaporware. Just copy Tesla would have been a great starting point. The SU7 will launch later in 2024, it has done already in China by the way, and already the SU7 was the best-selling electric sedan in China in July with 13,120 units, ahead of the Tesla Model 3 which achieved 9,928 units. That's a phenomenal achievement so quickly. But it's not yet clear if the UK will be included in Xiaomi's plans. If BYD, MG, Polestar, Aura and many others are all on offer here, I'm sure this will too. 3 versions of the SU7 were unveiled, a standard base model, a Pro and the range-topping Max, taken straight from Apple's product list, isn't it? There's also a limited Founders Edition which isn't likely to make its way to Europe. Pricing for the Xiaomi SU7 is keen. In China, the standard car will kick off at 219,900 yuan, roughly £24,000 here in the UK. The Pro will be priced at 245,900 yuan, roughly £27,000, and 299,900 yuan for the Max, around £34,000. If the SU7 does make it to the UK market, you can expect the pricing to significantly increase over the domestic price tags, with UK tariffs being imposed on Chinese electric cars. Can confirm UK is sticking to a 10% import tariff for Chinese EVs plus VAT, which is 20%, which would make the base model about £31,200-ish. Not bad at all, assuming it's as good as it looks and sounds, that is. Those 3 versions of the SU7 all feature different batteries. The standard with a 73.6 kWh unit which is able to provide 434 miles of range. All of Xiaomi's range claims are done on the CLTC test rather than WLTP, so be a little sus then. It has just one electric motor to drive its rear wheels, though it still produces a very healthy 294 brake horsepower and 400 Nm of torque, meaning the car will hit 62 miles an hour from a standstill in 5.3 seconds before topping out at 130 miles per hour. The mid-range Pro version has a 94.3 kWh battery and a maximum range of 515 miles, the longest of any SU7. Its 0 to 62 time sits at 5.7 seconds and has the same 130 mph top speed as the standard car. With a 101 kWh battery, the SU7 Max features a dual motor setup that provides all-wheel drive and a total power output of 664 brake horsepower and 838 Nm of torque for a 2.78 second 0 to 62 time. Range drops to 497 miles for the Max due to the extra weight of another electric motor. Now imagine this is Volkswagen or Ford, a 500 mile range 2.7 second EV for what, $45,000? That's how much money Ford loses on every electric vehicle sale, isn't it? It can't be that much, 45 grand. I need to fact check myself, hang on. Whoa, 100 grand? Ford are losing $100,000 on each EV they build. Ford is reducing spending on EV plans by $12 billion. Ford is estimated to lose $5.5 billion from its Model E division in 2024. Wow, my limited financial intelligence isn't that great, but isn't that bad for Ford? That's losing a lot of money, isn't it? How are they going to survive? Anyway, helping achieve those impressive range figures is the SU7's extremely low drag coefficient of 0.195 CD, which is considerably lower than the already very slippery 0.219 of the recently facelifted Model 3. The SU7 also beats the previous record-breaking 0.197 coefficient drag achieved by another one of its close rivals, the Lucid Air. Close rival? I didn't know you could get a Lucid for the same price as a Model 3 or an SU7. Last time I checked, they started at $75,000, did they not? Xiaomi says that when the SU7 is plugged into the right charging point, not the wrong one then, drivers can add up to 217 miles of range from just 5 minutes of charging, or 317 miles if you're willing to wait 15 minutes. Oh, I'd be willing, that's fantastic. But what sort of chargers are we talking about here? Doesn't say, does it? Perhaps a 350 kilowatt charger could deliver that kind of rapid electron firing capacity? Enlighten me in the comments and chuck us a like as your selfless good deed of the day. Thanks very much. Not surprising for a brand known for its smartphones, there's a huge central screen in the SU7. It's a 16.1-inch central touchscreen with a 3K resolution and the brand's own HyperOS infotainment system, capable of displaying multiple widgets for maps and driver assistance simultaneously. Although Xiaomi might be a competitor to Apple, it's included the option for Apple CarPlay connectivity. This seems to be the right way round, doesn't it? A software company, also capable of manufacturing at scale, that's already a smartphone manufacturer, and then becoming a car company. Of course, that's not an easy task by any means, but when compared to the stagnancy of legacy automakers who build cars using universal catalogue car components, barely any vertical integration, and know nothing about software or innovating at the speed of thought, as Tesla do, for example, and are so bloated and slow moving thanks to years of stagnation and appeasing board members and shareholders with minuscule amounts of risk, and of course know nothing but making engines, I'd put my money on newer, more nimble, risk-taking EV manufacturers over any of the soon-to-be extinct automotive dinosaurs. Just my opinion, of course. What do I know? I'm just another plonker on YouTube, or X if you're watching me on there. Hello! Oh, by the way, a quick thank you to May Musk, who shared my video on X yesterday. You literally made my day, May. Thank you very much. If you don't want to rely solely on the enormous touchscreen, a set of physical controls and a large volume dial can be attached to the bottom of the display or removed just as easy for a slightly cleaner look. There's also a 7.1-inch digital instrument panel behind the 3-spoke steering wheel, as well as a heads-up display. When unveiling the SU7, Xiaomi CEO Li Jun emphasised the additional rear cabin space in the SU7 compared to the Model S or a BMW 5 Series. There's also mounts for Xiaomi's tablets on the backs of the front seats, but as well as charging tablets and giving rear passengers something to watch movies on, they become extensions of the car's infotainment system, able to control the music or even the seats in the front. Front seats also feature active side bolstering, which operate during hard cornering. While beneath the centre console, there's a removable flashlight and flashlight. Oh, don't ask what a flashlight is. And a couple of hooks, which Xiaomi says they are there for bags of takeaway food. Speaking of which, if you didn't see my EV Wars video about Chinese EVs, I'll be honest, it's really good. I'll line it up next after this one. Or if you're flagging, click here and watch it now, but I'm just getting to the good stuff. During the recent launch event, Xiaomi also unveiled 6 new exterior paint finishes for the SU7. Now, this is a trick Tesla is missing. Yes, I know less colours equals greater cost savings per vehicle, but look how nice these are. People like more options than 5, dare I say it, slightly bland colours. I'll lose some subscribers over that one. Bye, don't melt on your way out, it's just an opinion. The SU7 offers 517 litres of boot space, slightly less than the latest BMW 5 Series saloon. However, there's an additional 105 litres of space under the bonnet in the frunk. Tesla Model 3, for comparison, has an 81 litre frunk and a 425 litre boot, so the SU7 wins there. Impressive. Head of design at Xiaomi's EV division is Tianyun Li, who was the senior designer at BMW and had a hand in the look of the polarising yet undeniably distinctive BMW iX. To our eyes, the author goes on to say, the front looks like it belongs on a McLaren sports car like the 750S due to the similar headlight shape and rounded nose design. The sloped roofline and subtly pronounced rear hunches also reminds us of the Porsche Taycan, while the SU7's rear end with its full light bar closely resembles that of the BYD Seal. The SU7 also features an integrated LiDAR sensor at the top of the windscreen, similar to those on the flagship Volvo EX90, Polestar 3 and Lotus Emea. It's complemented with numerous cameras and sensors around the car that together provide data for Xiaomi's Pilot autonomous driving technology. Right then, now for some typically British cynicism. Like most EV companies, Xiaomi are currently selling each vehicle at a loss to grab market share. Is this sustainable? When might profitability occur? But here's my main concern: safety shortcuts and, quite frankly, lack of experience in building cars. I've watched a fair few YouTube videos highlighting real concerns about the Xiaomi SU7, from build quality issues, catastrophic brake failures, airbags not deploying, software issues, even the fact that they are using aluminium rather than copper wire to save money. Could it be that people have gotten a little swept up with the media hype of this very reasonably priced, incredibly high-spec, handsome-looking EV and overlooked critical safety concerns and overall cheapness? Put simply, is this cheap Chinese imitation Porsche just too good to be true? Still, I wish Xiaomi all the very best in this very tough market to crack, but I'm very eager to find out if it's coming to the UK because I want to test drive it. Looks fun, doesn't it? Hopefully the Xiaomi SU7 won't disappoint and perhaps will give the Model 3 a run for its money. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and check out either of these videos next if you want to see more of me. Thanks very much. I'm Will. This is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you, patrons. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.